You want to see God at work? Here's some God at work. IBM says multiple contracts canceled following U.S. government DOJ probes, but it's not worried. And that was April 24th, 2025. The Pentagon canceled contracts with IBM and other major consulting and IT firms as part of a broader government initiative to cut what it deemed unnecessary expenditures on third-party consultants and improve efficiency by handling more work in-house. Specifically, IBM lost several federal contracts due to the Department of Defense DOJ efficiency initiative, which aimed to reduce consulting costs and streamline operations, potentially costing IBM up to $100 million. So if you've seen any of my videos the past few days, then you would understand why I'm saying that's God at work. It's so weird the past few years how there's like this sync that happens. I don't get it. Really, I don't. Like, I just will, go down a road and look into it. And I mean, I'll really look into it, like really deeply. I like to try to, I like to discover clues and try to put the pieces together and all this. And I'm not saying I'm right about everything, but usually I'm pretty sure if I'm making a video about it. But I always say, a lot of it's my opinion. But then it always seems that whatever I've been talking about, there's been something happening in the news about it that's been changing with it that I didn't know about. So here I've been saying IBM has never been held accountable. Well, and my very last video was talking about how the Pentagon is the reason why IBM got to come in here and just continued on their way. So maybe we have a new Pentagon. That would be great. That would be great. And then I thought, I'm like, did Elon Musk really want to cut IBM? But I think any of those tech people, they would be more than happy to cut any other tech giants out as long as they can get a piece of whatever it is they're after. But that said, IBM, made digital twins of us. IBM should have been held accountable. So given that DOJ and Department of Defense, well, they seem to be going in a different direction. They're going to be not even working with Silicon Valley. They're just going to be doing their own in-house stuff. That I feel pretty good about that. Yeah. So, but you still need to pray. Don't stop praying, because I know a lot of people, I think, stopped praying. Like once Trump got in, it was like, okay, I can kind of lax on the prayer stuff. You never should lax on it. Not if you want to know God. That continual talking to God, praying. I look at talking and praying the same thing. I don't just sit and do a mantra. I just, talk to God. Journal, whatever. Yeah, people would call me crazy and I'm a psych nurse, but you know what? That's kept me more sane than anything else, all right? That's what got me sober. And we're talking decades and decades ago. So, yeah, God works. God is a miracle worker, literally, just like always. But anyway, it's just weird, the synchronicity of all of it. Because even yesterday, and I didn't do a video, I did a video showing how, Trump had blacklisted those 7 Chinese. Anybody who's followed me for a while knows that in his first term, he blacklisted 7 Chinese telecom companies because of national security risks, and Northwestern put them in all their hospitals because I got the serial numbers. So I had done this short video with that showing how even AI knew that Northwestern had put in Duaz cameras, and that was one of the companies Trump had blacklisted. And I said how that was terrifying to me, to think that a private company could do something that would put us all at risk, and they're able to get away with it. That's when I was like rethinking the whole Constitution. I'm like, damn, if the private enterprises have this much power, we have a problem. because I think that's the only way they were able to get around it. But Trump had blacklisted them in October 2019, and Northwestern put them in the week of lockdowns in 2020. So and they were just wanting to track people. Because when you look into those cameras, they have more than just facial recognition. They can know a whole lot about you. It's like digital rape, in my opinion. It really is. Northwestern digitally raped a ton of their employees and visitors, and most don't even know it. Because they shouldn't have. But they're a power hungry beast. Northwestern, we still have those around that just keep trying to merge all their companies, and I think what they're trying to do is become more powerful than a government, because then I think many of them have, because when I saw that Northwestern didn't care that Trump blacklisted these cameras, and neither Amazon didn't care either. They were, they were bringing them to people's businesses that ordered them. So it's like, when we have businesses that bad that they don't even respect our values, or something the president initiate. I mean, when it's something that's a national security risk to us, and your businesses don't follow that, especially a hospital or anybody, because if it's a national security risk, the national security threat is the fact that they can get information on you, the American citizen. Something needs to be done about all those places. Just think about that. Like, you don't respect our values as Americans when you do things like that. The president, the leader of this nation, blacklisted these cameras and said, one, because of the human rights abuses against the Uyghurs in China, but that the other reason was they're a national security risk because of their facial recognition, and Northwestern puts them in every damn hospital, and they own everything from Chicago all the way up to the Wisconsin border on the north side. And they didn't just put them in their employee entrances. When they opened up, when the hospital started to open up to visitors, they right before they opened them up, they put them in their lobbies too, because they wanted to get visitors. So that's foul. It's just foul. But my point is that, and I have to look into it further, it looks like somebody has gone after some of these companies, though, like Congress is, for using these cameras. But I don't want to say for sure, because I had just started looking into that yesterday, and then I had to do something else. But it's just this whole like synchronicity thing. I can't explain it. It's weird. It's too coincidental. So, and yeah, I've spent 3 days talking about IBM, and they never were held accountable. And this because the Pentagon and Operation Paperclip, well, it seems we have a new Pentagon. So, got it work.